From Middle Earth to starry skies, got stories for all moods and times. Feel the rush or chase a goal, let into the wild, find your soul. Get lost in shadows, nocturnal animals, or break your heart with loyal hachi. Yeah, every flick you're gonna find the best of movies all in one spot. You're with Demirovsky.
This is a story that every nice guy ever can relate to a certain part at least. Baron is the pitch-perfect example of a quiet, good guy who is so deeply in love with his beautiful friend, but never mustered enough courage to tell her. Lots of great dialogue direct us into the character's life, his wishes, and his personality. At times, you even think the girl is reciprocating the feelings. Their conversations, his demeanor, and his hesitance is what most guys can resonate at a high level. At first, it doesn't even resemble to a horror, let alone a fantasy, tragedy-like horror. As soon as Bear, makes a wish with the help of One Wish Willow to be loved by Nikki and to be the person she is gonna love the most, things turn at such an unusual speed. It becomes creepy. It becomes even vastly scary that you can't help but put yourself in his position and start putting the pieces to the puzzle. So the wish helped and now he is gonna get the girl? Who wouldn't have wanted that? Friendly reminder, if you ever somehow believe that your wish is going to turn true, make sure you think through and phrase it properly. Nikki starts being obsessed with him. And I mean borderline creepy and harassment kinda obsessed. You would think he would be the one that is going to be obsessed, but no. Even though the movie is not giving us too much of anything else but Nikki obsessing over Baron after the wish came true, the pace is still there, and you will be seated comfortably in your chair until they live happily ever after, or till death does them apart. At one point, when Nikki starts doing horror-worthy things to show her love and obsession over Baron the Bear, Baron realizes he is not really willing to do anything and put up with everything just to get the girl who wanted to friend-zone him and who secretly hooked up with his best friend. He realized a little bit too late that the girl he should have paid attention to was left next to him, and the only thing he can do to undo the wish is to kill himself. Before he swallows like 29 pills, Nikki makes a wish. Guess which one? Baron dies. The wish is undone, and Nikki probably didn't even realize what she's done while being enchanted. The tension in the dialogues, the conversations and relationships with the characters and their agendas and insecurities is something a lot of younger folks can relate to. This is not the only reason why this movie is probably like in top 5 horror movies made in the last 10 or 20 years. It is also the right amount of horror put beautifully in just the perfect scenes when you expect it the least. The direction and the tense building music are pretty good and add to the overall impression I had about the movie. The plot is similar to Bedazzled, but that one is a comedy, drama with a much better, happier ending and more iconic scenes in my opinion. However, this one is a much serious take on a wish came true and gone wrong. And even though the synopsis itself makes you think it's just another Sunday fun movie, it is deeper, scarier, and more tragic than that. I like the assembled cast, and even though I don't necessarily agree or relate with everything, the movie made me put myself in Baron's shoes, and I didn't root for him the entire time. I truly believe there is always a better way than manipulate or force someone to do or feel something. The movie teaches us that if you force something you so desperately want and sweep the side effects of it under the rug, it's going to cost you so much. You might even regret being obsessed over something and channeling so much of your precious energy into something that doesn't bring you joy, something that doesn't give you anything back.